Lately, I've just been so busy with school. Even with Thanksgiving, it's so difficult to be thankful for a lot that's been going on. Anyway, that being said, with Thanksgiving around the corner, I thought I'd make a list of things I'm thankful for in Wizard 101. A lot of games have an arrow pointing you in the right direction of a quest. Some aren't even arrows at all, some just sit on the map marker for you to figure out how to get there. Now if you think about it, nobody in the entire game has ever really taught you how to do anything except just defeat and collect from enemies. Not even the school professors actually teach you anything, who ironically just hands the players spells and tells them to do quests. I mean, except maybe the tutorial, but that's a given. However, you know who was really there at every step of the way? The quest helper. Because it literally always pointed people in the right direction. I'm thankful for this feature in the majority of MMOs because without it, a lot of people would have ended up lost. Day in and day out, pets are an important part of the game itself, and even in real life. Without them, a lot of later content within the game would be more difficult. Although not every pet succeeds in getting the right talent their owners want, pets are more than tools for battle or that of stitched emblem gear lined on a wizard's robe. Moreover, they are there as companions, a man or woman's best friend. To live a life without anyone to share it with would be a cold and bitter one. Sometimes we crave too much for perfection and forget the main purpose for a pet. Anyway, I thought I'd give thanks to pets since most of my backpack space is dedicated to them. About 120 bundles of joy to be exact. A lot better than the bundles currently offered in the game. Mounts speed up the time it takes from getting to point A to point B. It's about the same for every game out there. Some require a bit more effort in terms of mechanics to obtain a fast mount than others. Luckily in Wizard 101, most permanent mounts have a high rate of speed. Now the reason why I put mounts on this list is because there isn't any mount training required, it's just a flat rate. Which makes sense, because if you rode on a cheetah, it shouldn't move at a snail's pace even if the player's riding capabilities are lacking. I mean, what's stopping its speed? The amount of gold I have? I'm light on gold. I spent it all training my riding skill. Now this one is a bit of a controversial one, because some people might say the graphics looks like something from Microsoft Paint. And to be fair, it could have been from that era. However, the reason why I'm glad for these graphics is so that anyone can play it on their potato PCs without frying them. If the game does happen to be slow on your PC, I recommend getting a new one because it's probably worse than a potato. It's a tomato. With potatoes, you can do so much. You can make hash browns, french fries, potato skins. Instead of frying a tomato, just mash it into ketchup and put it on your potato dishes. Anyway, the game hasn't really had much of an entire overhaul on graphics, so most of it is stuck in the past. If you're not into the game and want to experience when Windows Vista came out, then this game is for you. At the low price of $9.95 per month. Additional costs not included. Without the help of guides online, I would say most gamers would be lost on trying to figure out what are the best items to use or where. Or if you're part of a small organization running an underground black market with loads of connections, you probably might not need anything. But again, most people don't do that. So we must be content with guides that are easily digestible. Somehow with your eyes of all things. There is a vast amount of information about Wizard 101 accessible through YouTube or many of its fan sites. I'm thankful I don't have to spend my days playing hide and seek games for several quests in Wizard 101. This one came to me as a huge shock because a lot of people who play MMOs for a few months generally move on to play other games after they got bored. I used to have a friend who I was very close to in the early beginnings of the game itself. We were best friends for about 4 years. We would always run random dungeons to see what they would drop, or bask in the wonder of the worlds until she left to pursue for a college degree. One of her passions was to become an interior designer, and she would always work on her houses. What was odd was she never sacrificed quality for quantity, even if it meant benefiting from such things as plant stacking. Plant stacking, if you don't know, was a way for people to get extra harvests for less energy by stacking plants on top of each other. The reason for this was because the spells to take care of plant needs had a certain radius, and any plants outside the radius wouldn't have their needs taken care of. To get around this, people stack upwards so that extra plants are within the radius, except on top. Eventually, after 5 years, she came back, and today she still follows that motto. I'm thankful she came back, and I'm sure she knows that. Lastly, I want to take the time to say thank you to all my subscribers and viewers. This year has been pretty hectic for me trying to complete online school for the semester, and even when I've been gone for the few months, you guys still supported me, and so a huge thank you for watching and supporting. It really does mean a lot to me. With that, take care, and happy turkey, tofurky, or turducken day, or in general, late Thanksgiving.